Mastering data breach notification. Someone in our organization is secretly deciding what gets hidden from the public when we get hacked. Who within our organization is responsible for defining what constitutes a data breach, and how does this definition specifically trigger the implementation of our notification response process? The responsibility for defining what constitutes a data breach lies with the organization's Data Protection Officer, DPO, or Chief Information Security Officer, CISO, in collaboration with the legal and compliance teams. This definition is crucial in triggering the implementation of the notification response process, which is a critical component of the overall data breach management strategy. The definition of a data breach should be based on the relevant regulatory requirements, such as the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, in the European Union, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA, in the United States, and other applicable laws and standards. The definition should encompass unauthorized access, disclosure, alteration, or destruction of sensitive personal data, including but not limited to personal data, names, addresses, phone numbers, email addresses, identification numbers, and other identifying information. Sensitive personal data, health records, financial information, biometric data, and other sensitive information. The definition should also consider the likelihood and potential impact of the breach on the affected individuals, including the risk of identity theft, financial loss, or reputational damage. Once the breach is identified and confirmed, the DPO/CISO should trigger the implementation of the notification response process, which should involve the following steps. 1. Incident response team activation. The DPO/CISO should immediately activate the incident response team, comprising representatives from IT, legal, compliance, and communications departments. This team is responsible for assessing the breach, containing the damage, and notifying the affected parties. 2. Initial assessment. The incident response team should conduct an initial assessment of the breach to determine its scope, nature, and potential impact. This assessment should include identifying the type and amount of data compromised, determining the number of affected individuals, establishing the cause and timeline of the breach, evaluating the potential risks and consequences for the affected individuals. 3. Notification of affected parties. The incident response team should notify the affected parties, including individuals, regulatory bodies, and law enforcement agencies, as required by applicable laws and regulations. The notification should include a description of the breach and the data compromised, an explanation of the potential risks and consequences, information on the measures taken to contain and mitigate the breach, contact information for further assistance and support, recommendations for affected individuals to take to protect themselves from potential harm. 4. Regulatory notifications. The incident response team should notify the relevant regulatory bodies, such as data protection authorities, of the breach, as required by applicable laws and regulations. 5. Public disclosure. Depending on the severity and impact of the breach, the organization may need to issue a public statement or press release to inform stakeholders and maintain transparency. 6. Post-breach activities. Following the notification process, the incident response team should conduct a thorough investigation to identify root causes and implement corrective actions, update policies, procedures, and controls to prevent similar breaches in the future, provide training and awareness programs to employees to enhance their understanding of data protection and breach response. 7. Continuous monitoring and improvement. The organization should continuously monitor and review its data breach notification response process to identify areas for improvement and ensure compliance with evolving regulatory requirements and industry standards. By defining what constitutes a data breach and outlining the specific steps to trigger the implementation of the notification response process, organizations can ensure swift and effective response to data breaches, minimizing the potential harm to affected individuals and protecting their reputation.